Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be attempting to diagnose cylinder 6 misfire that I'm getting on my car. It's occurring at high RPMs. So I've been tackling a cylinder 6 misfire on this car at high RPMs, above 6,500 RPM. I've worked with my tuner and whatnot to see if we can get that eliminated. I've done coils, plugs, the usual stuff that you would tackle when you're encountering an issue. Data logged, and I keep getting the cylinder 6 misfire. So today I'm going to document this process. I don't know if this video will solve the issue and I'm going to conclude saying we fixed it, but today we're doing the decoupler and the Teflon seal on the cylinder 6 injector. I replaced them a little while ago with index 12 and brand new seals and decouplers, but supposedly it could be one of the things that go bad. So now before you touch an injector, you should make sure that your battery is either disconnected or the car is asleep so it won't prime the fuel pump while you're working. So hopefully that's a good shot for you. I gotta take out the retaining clip. So I'm inserting my E10 Torx on this bolt here. So you can see that bracket fell down. You notice the orientation of this bracket. It's supposed to be this way. Some people have installed it upside down and you don't apply proper tension on it. That can ruin your injector bore. It's supposed to be this way. So now I'm unplugging the injector. Now we're gonna pull up on the injector. And normally it's supposed to be difficult. But if you're starting to encounter an issue with the bore ovaling out, it can actually be a little easier than it should be. You may be able to get it out by hand. So I'm gonna see if I can do it by hand. It doesn't just pop out, which is encouraging, because that would indicate that the bore has ovaled out. So I actually blew out the exposure in this shot so you can actually see what's going on. Hopefully that'll help. But it's a little blown out, but it'll give you some detail. So they make a special tool to remove your injector, but I've always used a pick with a 90-degree end on it to get these out. Okay, so I got underneath it. As you saw, I popped it out. There's how that injector looks. If you had an ovaled out bore, you'd be seeing a bunch of soot coming past the seal. It would be looking a little bit rough. Sometimes these decouplers can get a little bit loose and they don't do a good job. This one's not actually clicked on all around. It can kind of come off on the one side there. This one too. So that could be it right there. That could just be the decoupler not doing a good job. So that's one thing. But I don't see the sign of an ovaled out bore or improper installation. But sometimes just with time, these seals can wear out. The hottest cylinders happen to be cylinder 5 and 6. So this will degrade faster than anything. If you guys have a problem, you may notice that these seals are absolutely missing and this is all just charred up. I don't see anything really discouraging there, except for the fact that this decoupler kind of doesn't really latch on some sides here. That's too much movement. That could be causing a problem. So I'm gonna change those two parts now. I'm gonna clean this up and we'll see how it looks. So I've cut that seal off. It's not in terrible shape, but it's pretty hardened up. Here's a brand new seal. So I kind of had to slide that on by hand at first. Took some pressure. It's a little difficult. But you gotta bring that into position. It's gonna fit loose on there and you gotta kind of squeeze it back into position in preparation because they're meant to expand naturally. Now we got the new decoupler. It slides on. It's fitting properly now. It's not coming off. So that could help with the seal naturally. I don't feel like I need to do it in my case here, but I want to show this to you guys as a potential solution if you have a problem with your cylinder head. So assuming you actually had to install air and you pull this out and this whole thing is full of black soot and you're kind of freaking out because your head has gone bad, there's a trick you can do to buy some time. You may even be able to permanently fix it, or at the end of the day, just buy yourself some time until you can change your cylinder head or get new inserts put in the cylinder head. But I kind of feel like maybe the decoupler was my issue on the other one because one of these tangs wasn't grabbing. So anyway, it has to be able to turn with time, but then if it goes through too many vibrations and it wears out, then one side will pop off and it won't seal properly, potentially. So that gets compressed with the pressure of this spring. These are index 12 injectors, by the way. This is some Teflon tape. It's actually made out of the same material as this. This is a Teflon seal. So it's high temp rated. It's kind of like plumber's tape, which you use to seal your pipes. But I'm going to wrap this surface here in the Teflon tape and around here, just so that it will fill up any nooks and crannies and give the injector a nice tight seal in the head, keep it steady, to just give me a better chance of not having issues. If this was my issue, I could be eliminating my misfire just by doing this. Assuming the injector had too much play and there was a little bit of blow-by or pressure loss through here, and the car would throw a misfire. I really don't think, look how clean this is. I didn't even wipe it. I need to do this. I think maybe just changing the seal, and this would have bought me some time, but this could make it maybe more of a permanent solution. These are the last ones in the rail. They get the hottest. They're fed last. Cylinder 6 especially gets the least amount of fuel, technically, given it's the last one on the rail, and it gets the last one to be delivered a significant amount of volume of fuel. So they can degrade faster. So this can still turn, but it's got a little bit of a seal assistance here. So I ended up putting very little. The seal rotates as it should, as intended. A little bit of extra assurance here. And yeah, it's just Teflon, similar to this here. It's just gonna bite and seal against the wall and not overheat, just to give it that, fill up any microscopic areas, just to ensure we got a really good seal to rule that out. So I don't think I have an ovalized head, and I don't think putting this, just a couple layers of this, is going to do any harm, but it could really make a difference for some of you guys that have been chasing misfires. As you run more boost and run more power, you're more likely to encounter this issue if you have a problem. So we're going to try it. I'm not afraid to try this. If some of you guys may be looking at this like I'm crazy and that's ghetto, but I don't see the harm, to be honest with you. And if it works for me and it's reliable, I'm going to let you know. You guys can try it out. Even if you just take away that changing these seals and decouplers for maintenance may solve your issue, that's great. But having this a little bit of extra sealing power here seems to have made a difference for a number of people. So we got to compress the seal now in preparation for putting it back on the car. So I ended up just using a cap of a pen to compress the seal. I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes and then I'll reinstall. So for me, it's very easy to recreate the misfire situation. I'm going to go take it for a test drive now, and let's see what happens. Alright guys, it's been a couple days since I did the repair, and I'm very happy to report that it's been flawless. Not one single misfire since I did it. It's absolutely perfect. I've been able to beat on it continuously. No matter what I try, I cannot get one misfire. We've solved it, and I think the issue is common for these cars because the last cylinder, cylinder number 6 on the rail, is the last one to get fuel and tends to run the hottest. So you're more likely to burn up your Teflon seal and just cause wear and tear on your injectors with time, in my opinion. That's why it's so common for you guys to get cylinder 5 and cylinder 6 misfires that you're chasing and kind of having issues with. And you know, when you do your injectors and if it comes right back, I don't know, you know, my bore looked fine, but maybe that Teflon tape kind of gave that little bit of extra security. Anyway, that shows you how to get rid of a cylinder 6 misfire. If you've tried everything, consider the decoupler, Teflon seal, and maybe even some Teflon tape. So thanks for watching, guys. If this is the first video you're catching of mine, consider subscribing. I do upload regularly. Wow.